Hey everyone, thanks for joining today's webinar. My name is Chris and I'll be your host for today. We're going to go ahead and get started at 2:05 Eastern Time to allow everyone enough time to get logged in. If you have any questions in the meantime, let me know and we'll go ahead and get started soon. Thanks. All right, everyone. Well, thanks for joining today's webinar on last-minute tips for success in December 2017. I'm going to keep this pretty short. I just wanted to go through some of the best kind of tactics and general best practices for making the best push for peak season for the rest of the year. I'll be sending out a copy of the deck for anyone that attends as well, and I'll answer any questions as we get to the end of the webinar. So feel free to submit any as we're going through, and then I'll go through some of those at the end. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. So the first thing you're going to want to take a look at for the rest of the year, or for December, is the remaining key peak shopping days. So I have a list of what's coming up left in December here. So we have Small Business Saturday on 12/2, and that's primarily a UK holiday, but it's something that you can use on your calendar as well. You also have Green Monday, which is similar to Cyber Monday. It's a big shopping day for December. Generally, free shipping day is on 12/15, and it's the last day for shipping for many advertisers. You do have beginning of Hanukkah on 12/12, Christmas Eve, and Christmas. And then the day after Christmas is Boxing Day, which is also generally celebrated in the UK, but you can use that as a day for your calendar in the US as well. And then you have New Year's. So I wanted to go over a quick weekly checklist of some of the things that you should be taking a look at for the remainder of the year or throughout December. So you're always going to want to conduct weekly reporting and insights into your program. So take a look at which publishers may be trending up or down weekly or maybe month over month, or if you've had your program going for over a year, see what publishers might be trending up or down compared to last year at this time as well. You also want to ensure that your tracking is enabled and working properly. So be sure that you have clicks coming in and traffic coming in and you're tracking your sales and that everything is aligned with what you're looking for with your shopping cart. You also want to audit your links for accuracy, so make sure all of your text links and coupons and banners are linking to the correct page. And also check with especially your top publishers to make sure that they have the right links for the correct offers and everything's set up properly. You'll also want to make sure you're scheduling and checking your commission structures with your publishers. So if you've extended any increased commissions for publishers, maybe in exchange for a placement or something like that, make sure that they're in that right commission structure or that they're scheduled to be at the right time. And then if not, make sure that you're getting them scheduled so that they can get that set up as soon as possible. And we do only have the month of December left, but you'll also want to update your publishers in advance with whatever opportunities that you have coming up to give them as much advance notice as they can so that they can get that out to their viewers as soon as possible. This is ongoing throughout the year, but especially throughout the peak season, you'll want to communicate with your top publishers, and either through direct email and through your newsletters as well to make sure that they have your remaining holiday calendar, any promotions that you have coming up, or just to discuss possible placements and things like that. You'll also want to negotiate and secure any placements with IOs and any commission increases and things like that to make sure everything's set up so that that publisher can get things in place in time for the placement. Going along with that as well, make sure that you're bonusing your publishers for those placements if you have booked any, and then make sure you're frequently sending newsletters out. You'll want to include things like your gift guides and your last ship dates, and we'll talk a little bit more about that when we get further along in the webinar as well, but be sure you're sending frequent newsletters out to your publishers so they have the most up-to-date info. You want to develop any optimization initiatives that you have, so things like working with commission increases or maybe giving publishers exclusive codes and things like that to help increase your program's performance for the last push throughout the holiday season. And then review and evaluate your recruitment efforts. So any publishers that you're maybe still waiting on a pending invite for, or maybe you've considered accepting an application from a publisher, it's a good time to take a look at who else you might like to join with while you still have some time for these peak shopping days. Going along with this as well, you do have the ability to track your KPIs or key performance indicators within Pepperjam. And many of you have probably already set these up, but I just wanted to go over some quick best practices for setting these up. So you want to understand the purpose of each available KPI and what's going to be most valuable to your brand. So if you already have some KPIs set up, go ahead and take a look at what you currently have and decide if you're going to make any adjustments for the upcoming month. And also consider that November did hold the two biggest holidays with Black Friday and Cyber Monday, so make sure you're updating your December KPIs accordingly. You want to evaluate your KPIs weekly to adjust your strategy accordingly as well. So when you're looking at your KPI goals, maybe you're underperforming, it gives you an idea of how you might want to update your strategy. Or maybe you're overperforming and achieving your goals, you might want to adjust your KPIs for the upcoming month related to that as well. So you want to view this maybe daily or at least on a weekly basis to make any changes. And then set your goals by the last day of the month. So we're quickly approaching December here, so if you do want to make any adjustments, you want to make sure you're setting these up in your program before December 1st. So I'm going to quickly go over some holiday tactics that you can use throughout the rest of the peak season. So some important tactics to take a look at is loyalty optimization, or working with your loyalty publishers. So it's a good idea to perform loyalty audits every week. So to take a look at each of your loyalty publishers, especially if they're within your top 5 or your top 10 publishers, to see what the cashback level is, and then what some of your competitors' cashback levels might be as well, to ensure that you're competitive within that space. And also take a look to see if any of those publishers have some out-of-the-box promotions or placements that your competitors are using, to get an idea of something that you might be able to utilize throughout the rest of the year. You also want to look for any ways to be more competitive with your cashback during these final days of the peak season. So if you're able to offer a commission increase or something like that, it's always a good idea to offer that to publishers as well. And also utilize publishers that pass back 100% of the commission. And these loyalty publishers will often have extra cashback events, so it's a good idea to participate in these if possible. It can be a great way for you to get extra exposure on their site without needing to pay any flat fee or things like that. So keep in mind, if you're utilizing an extra cashback event and increasing your commission for that loyalty publisher, you're only getting paid that extra amount when that sale is made, so it's a little bit less of a risk than when you're using a flat fee placement or something like that. And then coupon code use. For larger sales, you might want to offer vanity codes to your top performers to help track their performance in the program. And then publishers like GoodShop will offer additional exposure in exchange for vanity or exclusive codes as well. And then to create some space, if you have some gaps in your marketing calendar, you might want to create some affiliate exclusive offers and give those publishers exclusive codes to promote. A couple other things to look at in terms of holiday tactics. You'll also want to review your product feed to make sure that everything is set up correctly with the required fields and that you're not seeing any errors or anything like that. But also if you have any recommended fields that you can include so that publishers have the most valuable info when they're using your feed. You want to make sure you're updating your holiday creative and assets, so either bulk upload or manually upload all your holiday offers as tech links or coupons, and ensure your relationship messages and newsletters or anything like that has these updated holiday creatives included so that publishers can use that. And then make sure to update your banners if you have any way to maybe update your logo, or if you have some seasonal banners to include for publishers to use. So keeping track of your budget and tracking this is a great idea as well. So if you did have a program running last year, you can review your last year performance and cost to get an idea. Or if you've recently started your program, you can take a look at what your current budget is and then categorize this budget as to what you can do or what might be available in terms of whether you're able to offer commission increases or maybe you can do certain flat fees. And then make sure you're considering all the network fees or things like that within your budget so that you can have the most accurate ROI for any placements that you might be running. So be sure to check with your publishers on any price increases or even decreases. Maybe they have some remaining placements available. And if you did run any placements last year, see if that's still available as well to see if you can rerun that placement with the publisher. And then if you have any new publishers, maybe you're unfamiliar with what their offerings are or things like that, it's a good idea to see if you can get their media kit and see what might be available in terms of some new opportunities for exposure. So it's a good idea as well to track your costs daily throughout the peak season, especially for this last push, to see what might be trending and make your adjustments as necessary. Maybe you find out you have a little bit of extra budget and you wanted to take advantage of a new placement. It's something that you want to be able to take advantage of as soon as possible as you're getting close to the end of the holiday season. Another important thing to do is publisher gifting. So remember to always say thank you, especially to your top publishers, if you're able to send them a gift or a card or something like that to help keep your relationship as good as possible and to help optimize into next year. A couple other things to take a look at here as well, your last-minute shopping plans. So for all of your communication to your publishers and your consumers, it's a good idea to have a sense of urgency. So using a strong call to action like limited time only or maybe free shipping or last day to buy and things like that are always great things to include in all of your communication. So including your last shipping dates in your newsletters is great as well, so that publishers have an idea of when the last day to order might be so that they can pass that along to their viewers. You might want to also consider offering commission on gift cards if you don't already allow this, and make sure that your publishers are aware of this possibility. So if the last day to ship in time for Christmas or something like that has passed, you can always offer additional gift cards and give that as to your publishers as a way to promote. And then for end of the year sales, there's a couple of different things that you might want to take a look at in terms of bigger themes. So end of the season and then New Year's resolutions and Boxing Day, which is the day after Christmas, are a great way to kind of capitalize on people that may be still looking for things to buy for the holiday season. For our holiday tactics as well, I wanted to highlight a few things with Pepperjam technology that you can take advantage of. I'm not going to go too far into the details of each of these, but if you do have any questions on utilizing anything, definitely reach out to the advertiser support team or your rep as well. So the first one to take a look at is preferred publisher. So if you're using dynamic commissioning, you do have the ability to offer publishers preferred status. And what this does is it ensures that that publisher can get commission as long as they were somewhere within the click stream when an order was placed. So even if they weren't the last click within the click stream before that order took place, that publisher will get credit. And this is a great way to leverage some extra exposure with publishers. Maybe don't have the ability to offer a flat fee or something like that. You can give them that preferred publisher status or maybe a commission increase in exchange for some additional exposure. Especially during this time of year, you may be issuing some codes, and maybe some codes are not meant for the affiliate channel. So you can use code suppression, which gives you the ability to add certain codes that are not meant for the affiliate channel so that publishers aren't able to get commission on those codes. You also want to make sure that publishers are aware of which codes are not available for them to use, so be sure to include those in any newsletters or communication you send out as well. But this helps you to make sure that you're not paying out commissions on those codes. You can also offer publishers vanity or exclusive codes, as we mentioned before, and you can maybe use this in relationship with a commission increase or something like that to help leverage some additional exposure. You may also want to use this for an existing deal that you have just to get an idea of how well that publisher might be impacting your sales. And then lastly, to create some mobile initiatives. So you can increase your commission based on mobile sales for certain publishers. And as you may be aware, mobile is increasing every year. And many shoppers are spending a lot of time on their smartphones and things like that to check out the upcoming deals and then maybe research their purchases before making the final purchase. So maybe giving some publishers, or especially publishers that have a larger mobile audience, giving them that increased mobile commission will help generate more sales there as well. So we talked a lot about communicating with your publishers so far. So I wanted to take a quick look at some tips on peak season publisher communication. So we mentioned before, creating gift guides is a great idea. So you may already have a gift guide set up on your site, but making sure that publishers have this and are aware of what your best-selling items may be, or maybe if you're a fashion and apparel brand, you have a shop the look guide or something like that, to include this in your newsletter so that publishers have the best idea of what they can feature when they're talking about the brand. so compiling your best sellers and making it easier for them. You can also segment your newsletters, so you might want to segment this out by that publisher type. So content publishers like bloggers and things like that might be looking for something like a gift guide and bestsellers or maybe certain products and info like that. Or your coupon and loyalty publishers are going to be looking for more deals and codes. So you can also create publisher groups and then send specific newsletters out to them so that they have the info that they're looking for right away. And if you have any site-wide offers like free shipping or maybe you're having an ongoing sale, be sure to include that in all your communications to publishers. And then also compiling the remaining dates for the rest of December for any publishers to see so that they have an idea of what's coming up. And if you're still finalizing things or maybe you're considering doing a last-minute offer that hasn't been finished yet, you can even give some of your top publishers a heads up just so that they have an idea that that's coming down the road. And we mentioned this before as well, but you may want to send out a separate newsletter to your publishers with your last ship date so that they have an idea of what the last day to ship an item in time might be. And it's a good idea to set up some text links and coupons for this so that publishers can automatically grab that link when they receive your newsletter. And you might want to send this directly to your top 10 or 15 publishers to make sure that they have this info as well. And I'm going to go through just a quick summary of some of the things that we've talked about in terms of the peak season tactics. So to continue to audit all of your publisher sites to make sure that they have the best info and the correct offers and everything is accurate there. Reviewing your loyalty sites to ensure that your cashback rates are competitive and that everything is correct there as well. And if your sales have been slower than expected, you might want to consider extending some additional promotions or maybe offer a deeper discount. Consider offering your top publishers those exclusive codes or vanity codes or maybe preferred publisher status in exchange for additional exposure. And if you don't already, consider running a gift card campaign to give publishers commission on gift card sales. Especially, and this goes for all times throughout the year, but especially for the rest of the year, to communicate with your publishers to discuss any last-minute products or promotions that you have coming up. Maybe publishers have some discounted inventory available, so you might want to check in with them to see what placements might still be available for the rest of the year. Frequently sending your newsletters out with any new promotional details, offers, and your updated creatives as well. And definitely be sure to have a sense of urgency in all of your communications with publishers. If you are running any placements, it's a good idea to utilize a tracker so you can measure your ROI and then keep that info for next year to see if you'd like to maybe run a similar placement again. And then review your product feed, itemized list, your commissions, and all of your creatives just to make sure that everything is correct for the program. And so finally, I wanted to go through a couple of last-minute placements and opportunities that are still available for you to take advantage of right now. So I'm going to go through a couple highlighted ones, but these are just a few examples, so be sure you're communicating with your publishers to see what they might have available as well. So the first one we'll take a look at is Magic Links. And Magic Links does have some top category placements and VIC, or very important creator campaigns available. If you're unfamiliar with Magic Links, they're a global leader in authentic social commerce for YouTube creators. And they are projected to drive more than 100 million in sales this Q4. And their creators have a 40+% first click in the clickstream rate. So they're very good at influencing that new to file consumer. They do have VIC, or very important creator campaigns, available, and this can be utilized with the preferred publisher tool. So if you are able to give Magic Links the preferred publisher status, they'll be able to initiate this very important creator campaign, in which Magic Links will create a process for giving those higher performing video influencers your product and the most detailed info so that they can get your brand out and you can see above average ROI. These are available right now and are running through January. The next one available is iGive. iGive does have a holiday gift guide newsletter coming out on 12/14. This is going out to 340,000 opt-in members, and your offers and creatives must match this. So whether you have a holiday sale or something like that, it has to be within this category. And this promotion is a 120 by 60 banner, and it's 400 per slot. The next opportunity available is Shop at Home. And they do have an extra cashback event. They have several extra cashback events coming up. And there's two options for each of these. So the first one is Premium, which is $3,500, which is a placement in the top portion of the page, or the Coupon section, which is $2,500, which is the placement in the lower portion of the page. So this email is sent to 250,000 targeted Shop at Home members, and the increased cashback will be for any participating member as well. So you can see the dates listed below, including their Get the Gift You Really Want, which is a last push for them at the end of the year. And then another option here is Be Frugal, who has Q4 bonus cashback events coming up. And to participate in these, all you need to do is increase your cashback or your commission for the 7 days of each of these events. So they have an early December holiday shopping event on 12/4 to 12/10, have a regular December event on 12/11 to 12/17, last minute shopping, and then spend your holiday cash. And two other options you have here as well are Ebates for their Cyber Holidays double cashback promotion. This is listed alphabetical for all participating merchants with the cashback with a Was Now option. And no commission increase is needed for this, and the pricing does start at $1,500. So if you're interested in participating and you're looking for some more info, definitely reach out to your Ebates rep to discuss. But the available dates coming up are Cyber Monday 2 on December 4th, Green Monday on December 11th, and Last Chance Monday on December 18th. And then Free Shipping Day is celebrating its 10th anniversary on 12/15/2017. And the 2016 stats for this were 967 million in sales, with nearly 1,200 participating stores, 150,000 unique plus visitors, and 350,000 plus page views. So participation is free. However, you must offer free shipping with no minimum requirement. You also must promise the delivery in time. And if you're offering 10% or $10 off, you do have the ability to get an additional placement there as well. All right, everyone. Well, that will conclude today's webinar. I know it was pretty short, but I just wanted to thank everyone for attending. If you have any questions, feel free to send those through. And just keep in mind, I will be sending out a copy of the deck for everyone that participated. Thanks. All right, so if you are interested in booking a placement with a publisher, the next steps would be to get in contact with that publisher. And if you don't have a contact, or maybe you've had some issues getting in contact with them, definitely let us know. We'll be happy to make an introduction. But you want to contact whoever the best contact for them would be to discuss the next steps in getting your assets to them in time and making sure that you can get that placement booked. All right, and I had a question on previous webinars. So we do record all of our webinars, and they're located in the Knowledge Center, which you'll find under the Resources tab within your account. So definitely be sure to check out past webinars for any info that you might find useful when you're developing your strategy. All right, everyone. So if we don't have any other questions, I just want to thank everyone for attending today's webinar. Be on the lookout for an invite for next month's webinar as well, and I'll be sending a copy of the deck out to everyone that attended. Thanks, everyone. Enjoy the rest of your day.